For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for the first edition of the Chris Richardson Show here during the 2022-23 season. Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, you guys are getting ready to tip off your season here this weekend up at West Liberty. Talk about this preseason and going through it and what's it been like working with these guys.
Yeah, really enjoyable group to coach, Zach. Starts with our seniors. We got 4 seniors back: Brent Price, John Cordy, Dozie and Yosiobi, and George Taylor III. And those guys have been here. Some of them have been here for 2 years, some have been here 3 years, some of them 4 years. But we've all been together. This is our 3rd year. So they know what I expect. I know what to expect from them. And they've just done a tremendous job setting the tone of being an everyday guy, being consistent with your energy, your effort, not getting too high on the great days of practice, not getting too low on the hardest days of practice. And they've really set a great example for our younger guys. And so I give all the credit to them to why we've had a really enjoyable and productive preseason.
And with that senior leadership, you mentioned Brent Price, John Cordy, Andrew Taylor coming back. How do they build off of last year's quarterfinal appearance and then bring that into this year's team to get them ready to get back to that tournament?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really want to. It's a different season, So we did some good things in the conference tournament. We did some good things in the regular season, and then there's plenty of things we had to work on and get better at. So the experience is important. That they've been through the rigors of the Mountain East and the Atlantic region now. 2 years ago, some of those guys just played. We only played Mountain East games 2 years ago. Last year was a full season, so they know what to expect from a preseason standpoint. They know how hard our out-of-conference schedule is always going to be. So. Like I said, our returners have done a great job setting the tone and leading the younger guys, and that's going to be important because the leadership part for them isn't just in the preseason. It's now that we get into the season and we face the highs and lows of the season. And
you mentioned those young guys. You have 10 freshmen and 1 transfer coming onto this team. Talk about these newcomers and how it's been working them into the scheme.
Yeah, they're just a great group of guys. I just had lunch up in the B room, and there's guys from 4 different classes sitting together eating lunch. We got seniors and freshmen and juniors and sophomores all in there together. Same thing, when you see them walking into practice, they're walking in with a different guy every day. So really tight-knit group, and that's important because, like I said a minute ago, we're going to go through some really good times and some really tough times this year during the season, just like any team does. And that cohesion, that togetherness, that playing for something bigger than yourself, that's what carries you through all those moments. And so the new guys have done a great job of coming in, fitting in, and figuring out, how they can help us. And our older guys have done a great job leading the way for those guys.
And part of that new group, there's a big local flair in there. You have a couple guys from the Lindsley School, a couple guys from Wheeling Park. Having that big local presence, how's that going to help connect your team to the community and get some more excitement around home games?
Well, it's not just about that. It's how it's been done here before, If you look through our 1,000-point scores, there's a number of guys on those 1,000-point scores that played for some really good coaches here over the years that are from right here. And so, that was part of how we wanted to build the program when we took the job in the summer of 2020. We wanted to keep our best players home. I think we're doing a pretty good job of doing that. We want to continue to do that. Then we want to pull, from a 6+ hour radius, you can get into a lot of good recruiting hotbeds in that distance. So, it's part of our plan, and we're lucky that there's a lot of talent around here and some great coaches, and that a lot of those guys that come in and been kind of ready to maybe not help or play right away, all of them, but have been able to adjust to the college level, the speed of the game, the everyday commitment that you have to make on and off the floor. And so we're excited to have those guys, and we're excited to have all our guys, no matter where they're from.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, you're in your 3rd season at the helm of this team. Talk about the progression of the program overall. You had the COVID-shortened 2020, a full season last year. Coming into this 3rd year, talk about how the program's grown.
Yeah, it starts with your players, and we've into the era of the transfer portal, and where transferring seems to be the in thing to do. I think by and large we've had really good retention, and so that gives us an important edge from a continuity standpoint over maybe some other teams. We want to be a program rooted in player development, and everybody says that, but the best way to develop your players is to keep them there so they can see sustained long-term progress. So we're excited about where we're at. It's not yet where we want to be. It's not yet where we're going to be, but we're definitely on the right track.
And as you guys get ready for this opening weekend, you're taking on two tough teams from the PSAC and Cal U and Shepherd. Talk about this competition and how it's going to help you here in this opening week.
Yeah, there's no off nights in the Atlantic region. We know that. Cal PA had a phenomenal year. They're extremely well coached. Coach Sankum has gotten it going there as everybody knew that he would. And they're really talented. They're going to run good stuff. They're going to be tough to play against. And that's going to give us a really good idea out of the gate where we're at. Same thing with Shepherd. Coach Namalik does a great job. He's been there for, I think his first year was 08-09. So he's been there for quite a few years and had a lot of success, not only in the PSAC, but when they were in the Mountain East and the old WVIAC as well. So two well-coached teams with great players. And, right out of the gate, we're going to get a chance to see, what are we good at? What do we need to work on, and where can we go from here? So it's going to be a great weekend of basketball. I know all the coaches across Division II are excited for this weekend, and we hope the fans are as well.
And heading into this opening weekend, talk about some of the goals for your team and what you're looking for as these guys get out there to start the year.
Yeah, preseason, the things we've been good at, we want to continue to be good at. We've played really well together on both ends. Everyone thinks about playing together on the offensive end and sharing the ball, but on the defensive end, it's even more important to be connected. Your defense is a system just like your offense is a system. So continuing to stay connected on the floor on both ends, taking care of the ball, getting great shots, just being really efficient on both ends, not giving up too many extra possessions. Not giving away too many possessions offensively with careless turnovers and unforced errors, and just continuing to get better. We made a lot of progress in the preseason through our scrimmages, and now we hope we can continue that progress now that the games count for real starting Friday night.
Thanks, Chris. Good luck opening weekend. Can't wait to see you out there.
Appreciate it, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.